So I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but if this was an attempt to try to make older women who are single not feel bad, I don't know if this is helpful. Because why don't we just start telling the truth to ladies? Why don't we just start telling the truth to younger girls and let them know, look, if you decide to, push marriage off or push off relationships, if you decide to not focus on, getting married or whatever and wait until your 40s and 50s to settle down, you're going to experience these hardships.
Women believe that they have all the time in the world to accomplish their career objectives and many other things that they want to do, their travel objectives, their fitness objectives, all of these things. And to some extent, all of those things are true. But the one thing they don't have all the time in the world to do is secure a husband or find a man who's willing to put them in the position of wife in his life.
Needed to have someone that could help me with this. Reverend Sharpton is used to fighting, and he does it well. And he's not a lawyer, which is why Sheila is involved.
So there's no order by justice.
Right. So let me. The first couple of times we went to court, he's like, "I don't have any money," and I'm thinking, "How do you go from $180 million? That's what he told me. To I don't have any money at all."
We got a problem. There is fraud, potentially, because there are things that he says he would give to you. The house in Los Angeles, condo in Turks and Caicos, none of those things happen. One of Lisa Raye's main goals is to have the prenuptial agreement enforced. The challenge is going to be collection.
To me, I felt like he was throwing me under the bus. Like, I didn't know that he leased the Phantom, and now I'm stuck with the note every month.
So if you don't make those payments, they'll come and take the car.
This was a gift. And month by month, he knows that he ain't sent any money, not even just alimony, but no money to pay for the gift that he gave me. I'm not used to fighting. I'm not used to fighting with nothing like this. This is out of my league.
At the end of the day, if he doesn't have any assets, how do you get money?
What?
You're the person now who is trying to build your career, move back into the limelight, and as soon as you do that, that puts you in a situation where he has no incentive to pay you. As a matter of fact, he can come back and say, "Oh, there's an alimony provision, Your Honor. I want spousal support from her because I don't have any money." He could say that.
As she now revives her career, you become a neon sign for the collectors who can't get to him. So you got to be protected where they can't get you.
Every time I hear this bull, it's just that. It's some bull. That I'm going through all this. And even to rekindle it and have to talk about it over and over again works my nerves.
The worst case scenario you're saying is that it's possible he has no assets, no money. So therefore, she should be prepared to do what? Cut her losses and just get nothing?
Yes.
I've said this many times before. 50 Cent was the love of my life. He was the one that, dang, kind of blew that one. Happens. I was young, had been used to taking care of myself. 50 wanted me to be his princess, and I didn't get it. I didn't get it, so, my fault. But I am so glad to report to everybody that there is peace. We used to go at it publicly. Trust we did. And it wasn't by my choice. I think it's just the nature of the beast. Of who he was, not understanding who I was. But, he's happy now. He's a beautiful girlfriend, and I'm very happy for him, so leave my ass alone.
Did you learn anything from that relationship?
Sure. Let a man be a man. That's the biggest lesson that I've learned dating 50 Cent was that when a man wants to take care of you, let him. Well, I think that was 50's peace offering for he and I to do the video. He would always pop up in my life, times that I never told anyone, that I always keep to myself. That was nice to know that he still cared, but I always kept it private.
Y'all got any kind of boo thing, some kind of... I honestly don't. You got like somebody You got a little lunch friend, somebody.
Where is he? I don't think he's in America. I keep saying that. Because all the men have been ran through.
That's true.
All the
Straight up and down.
No, I'm serious.
It's really a shortage.
I said what I said.
Ran
Are you dating?
Hell no. You know who I'm dating?
Yourself. Right.
I really am. No, I be going on dates with myself, y'all. I take myself to dinner.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
I take...
The biggest disconnect is right now is average men are not desired by women that are average. Women have openly said, I would rather be in a rotation of a man of high value than to get with a man and do the things we're talking about building. So what do we tell men here in the middle? That's the unheard part of the conversation. These guys are starting to feel unheard, unacknowledged, and unmotivated because what is a life for a man who can go work, to be a cog in the machine? You're starting to see a lot of guys saying, well, if I'm not going to have a career where I'm making 6 figures or more, why do I need to go to college and get all that debt? I can't have her anyway.
I think the man's supposed to pay the bulk of the bills, take the bulk of the responsibility, and the women is supposed to make sure that man is happy, able to go out there and get that money and come home and take care of his family.
Well, you threw me off when you said the bulk of the bills.
I mean, like the mortgage, the shit you pay.
I mean, he paying the bills is what I'm saying.
Well, you gotta get something, Lisa Raye. You gotta get the light bill.
Giving him ass. What do you mean?
The water, but he giving you.
Right. If you a boss, he's supposed to be doing the damn thing.
A few moments later.
Curtis is still saying your name. How you feel about that?
Well, my phone started blowing up, and I was like, Lord, what do I do now? You know? And they said, yeah, Curtis finally said something about your movie.
Yeah.
And, I took it as a compliment. I did. I was like, that was his way of showing support. Thanks, boom.
I know he still wanted me. Curtis want that thing back. Curtis want that thing back.
Okay, so... But I know, let me tell you this, and I don't know if y'all remember, because y'all remember when 50 and Vivica was dating. Y'all were dating.
13 years ago.
I want to thank Vivica Fox for wearing that dress, too.
And I remember it was some kind of award ceremony. You was on stage, and your body was popping. And I remember Curtis, like, he was in love with you, girl. Would you ever think about getting back together with Mr. Curtis Jackson if he came? Instead?
Well, Ben and Jen did it again. Why not?
If there's nothing on this finger, here, this finger's naked, no one gets claimed. You don't get claimed. You don't get claimed until you claim me. Period. I can't do that. So if you're not serious, don't even open your mouth. Shake my hand and keep it moving. Because I'm looking for, I've accomplished so much in my life, and right now, I just want someone to share it.
Absolutely.
I can't even go on online dating because I did that. I'm waiting for a friend to do it. Nope, that ain't working either. You know what I mean?
So you just got to be patient, Paul.
How patient more do I have to be?
God,
have you heard of the rose?
Funny.
You don't need the rose because you got your own internal rose.
What's the rose?
It don't work for me, but it's a vibrator.
It don't work for you.
I was trying to do it with the rabbit, and it didn't work either. The rabbit is like the dildo with the little tickler and then the vibration and the motion.
I don't love her. I don't love her.
I'm finna go.
No, it's supposed to be real good, right?
I don't do those.
When I get to doing it, and I be like, oh, no, and then I stop. So I need the physical body on me.
The body.
Because that's what turns me on.
Me and Lisa Raye both had the whole side eye, like, what the hell? Is he kidding me? Healing? Healthy? This man was a hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace.
How happy are you?
I don't
Still?
know, to be quite honest.
Why?
I thought I was happy, but the things that I thought, I'm gonna get emotional, I don't want to. The things that I thought was making me happy, they don't cut it anymore. And so I'm in a place where what does that look like? And I'm kind of spinning. And to be quite honest with you, Angie, I haven't been happy, like purely happy in a long time.
Oh, give me your hand.
I haven't.
I'm sorry.
I'm not, because it's just a wake-up call. You know, I'm about to go to Bali for a month by myself. It's my own spiritual journey.
I love this for you. Tell me about this.
I gotta find my happiness. And it's not in my friends. It's not in my mama. It's not in, you know, it's me. It's me. And this is the work I gotta do.
You know, we talk a lot about what women have become in this society. And we're really hard on these young women. But we're not equally as hard on young men. Why? Because we know that those young men have been taught to be this way. They have been misled into this mindset. The way they are, the way they view the world is learned behavior. Well, the same thing applies to women. I was talking to a young lady earlier, and the conversation I was having with her sparked this piece of content. She was telling me a situation where her grandmother was trying to get her to marry an African man who was trying to get a green card. Had a little bit of money, was over here, lived in a nice home, nice rental home, didn't own it. And her grandmother ridiculed her when she responded negatively to the suggestion. I mean, she was actually offended by it, and her grandmother couldn't see why. And her grandmother told her, this idea you have that you don't date men for money needs to change. Now, if it's not a woman trying to teach a young woman to be a whore and sell herself, a working girl and sell herself, she's trying to teach her to be an independent woman. I was talking to another young lady whose mother is always pushing her to be independent, always pushing her to do things the right way, to do things where she don't need a man, to do things to where she can be her own boss and all of that. And that sounds like a noble concept, but it's not coming from her. Her mother's life was unstable until she met the man that she's still with now. I mean, absolute instability, unlike anything you've ever seen. Life in turmoil. And all of a sudden, stability comes when she meets this man. He provides a stabilizing force, a foundation, simply for her to be a woman. Now, she won't give this man any credit, obviously, because she's promoting to her daughter to be independent. But she wasn't independent. She was dependent on this man for stability. Most of the times when a woman claims the independent part of her life, she's claiming the part of her life where she was struggling. If you hear a woman say, I took care of these kids all by myself, she's claiming independence on that. That's not independence. That's lack of being able to define someone to depend on. See, independence by choice is one thing. If you're a woman and you chose independence from day one and you built up your life to be independent, fine. But if you're a woman who was by yourself by force, because you either chose terribly or you chose correctly and just weren't the type of woman that a man who's dependable would want to be around, you don't get to claim independence. Here's what the women don't understand. If you have a man and he doesn't stay around, that doesn't make him bad if you were not the type of woman that a man wants to stay around. A man isn't supposed to be a simp and stay around you even though you're toxic, even though you're disobedient, even though you're argumentative, even though you're adversarial,
even though you're combative, it doesn't make him a real man to stay around. It makes him a simp to stay around. And the definition of simp does not mean a simple man. The definition of simp is a man who allows a woman to treat him any kind of way, and he never adjusts the way he interacts with her. No punishment, all reward. No matter what she does, she continues to get the reward. No matter what she says, she continues to get the reward. No matter how she behaves, she continues to get the reward. He understands that life is reward and punishment, but he forgets to give the woman her punishments. And this is what a woman believes you're supposed to do. Well, here's the problem. Any woman who's had that man, you know what she does? She cheats on that man. She mistreats that man. She talks to that man crazy. She interacts with that man as if she's the man and he's the woman. And these are the women who are training these younger women up to be sellers of their body and all of these other things that no man will really want to have around. And then they claim independence. Well, if you can't even afford to pay your bills, you can't be independent. If you can only afford to pay your bills, you can't be independent. Paying your own bills and all of that, that does not make you an independent woman. It simply makes you an adult. Independence is a myth. None of us can be independent. The richest men on earth can't be independent. They rely on people to help them make money. None of us men, none of us women are independent, but you never hear us men talking about independent. We just talk about self-improvement. We just talk about improve yourself. Put yourself in the position you want to be in life. We don't claim illogical terms like independent. We never say, I don't need no woman. We don't never say that. Because deep down inside, we know we do. Deep down inside, we know we will. Any man who says he doesn't need a woman, that he doesn't want a woman. If you want a woman, you need a woman, because at some point that want is going to turn into need. That's just the reality of the situation. I'm not making it up. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just telling you how it really is. That's all I'm doing. So I want y'all to understand, women have been misled the same way men have been misled. So when a man like me speaks out and tells a man, hey man, this is what you need to be, then other people come and promote, no, the type of simp you've been taught to be, that's who you need to be. No matter if it gets you bad results. They tell you to keep doing things that get you bad results, because eventually you'll find a woman where it gets you a good result. Well, any man who's having a good result being a simp, you know what he's doing? He's paying to play and paying the woman to stay. Any man who's doing that, any man who promotes that a woman needs to leave you if you're not paying everything, he simply knows his woman is going to leave him. And he's just tired of being lonely. He's tired of being a lonely trick. He's tired of being a lonely beta male provider. And we'll talk about that on this weekend's show. This weekend's podcast, Sunday. On Sunday's show, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the loneliest beta male alive. Yada Awakening. Who's promoting the wrong things and is giving these women confidence to keep promoting the wrong thing to women as well. If a man is saying, hey, a man is supposed to give you everything, buy you everything, give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. If a man is saying that, then of course women are going to say, yes, take that man for all he has. If that man can't give you no money, what are you doing? Y'all remember, you only get one life to live. You better create the life you want. And stop listening to people tell you to do things that create a life you don't want. All right, I'm done. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alpha's up, Beta's down. Peace.